Hello boys and girls, I'm excited to say we are working on lesson 33 in Saxon math, and the first thing we're going to do is draw a line segment that is 3 inches long. So I go to my 3, a line segment has an end point, and I just trace it back. I'm going to do a 5-inch long line segment, so I'm going to draw my end point and I'm going to trace it back. Tanya brushes her teeth once in the morning and once in the evening. How many times does she brush her teeth in 1 week? So she does it. She brushes her teeth in the morning and in the evening. So 1 plus 1. And how many days are in a week? 7 days. Now the question is, what do we do with this 7? Do we add it? Do we subtract it? Do we multiply it? Or do we divide it? We multiply it. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 times 7, so this is equal to 2 times 7. And you should know what 2 times 7 is without even thinking. But if you don't, you can draw 2 groups of 7. You can draw 7 groups of 2. You can skip count. But hopefully you know that 2 times 7 is 14. Your answer should be 14 times. She brushes her teeth 14 times. What will be the date 5 days from today? Just remember, when you're doing the date, you need to remember that this is November. And I don't know what day you are doing this on in year 2020, so you just add 5 days to this. You can also write it like this. Put a point on each number line. Okay, on 8, this will be C. On 5, this will be D. That was pretty easy. But here is 8, C. But where is 5 on this second one? Well, where would it go? It goes between 4 and 6, so your answer would be D, and you just need to make a point there. Show the thermometer at 16. Oh, and you see it went down to negative. So I go to 10 because I know 16 is above 10. And then I'm going to skip count by 2s. 2, 4, 6. There it is, 16. Put a box around each dozen donuts. Put an X on a half dozen donuts in each box. So a dozen donuts has 12. So I'm going to skip count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. This would be a dozen donuts. So I'm going to put a box around it. So box, each dozen donuts, X on half a dozen donuts in each box. So 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And I'm going to put an X on half of them. And I have 4 left over. Does it tell me to do anything with those 4? No. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do 6 groups of 10. You can skip count by 10s, or you can realize that 6 times 1 is the identity property, and 6 times 0 is the 0 property of multiplication. 24 times 1 is 24 due to the identity property. 24 times 0 is 0. Now we are, we're not multiplying. We are subtracting. We are not multiplying. We are adding. Label each piece of square. Write a fraction number sentence. Now, this is where it gets tricky. These are not equal, right? This does not compare to these two. So you've got to have a line that makes them equal. So if I was to shade in this part, it would be 1 out of 4. However, if I was to shade in this part, it is 1/2. If I was to shade in both of these, that is 2/4, but it's also equal to 1/2. Does that make sense? So label each piece of the square. Well, this is 1/2. This is 1/4 and 1/4. Write a fraction number sentence. Well, the number sentence would be 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/2 equals 1/2. And that concludes today's lesson 33A.